adventurers! Today we're going to be doing the birthday book tag. Tony and I both have our birthdays in the month of March, so we thought that this would be a fun tag to do.
Besides that, we also have the birthday of our YouTube channel in March. So the first question on this book tag is Birthday Cake, a book with a plot that seems cliche, but you adore it anyway.
So the book I chose for this is The Lightning Thief, the first book in the Percy Jackson series. And I wouldn't say that the plot is all cliche, but there's definitely some areas of it that are weaker in comparison to some other stories. But I still love the book so much, and I still love the series a lot.
For my answer, I didn't really have a great answer, but Desert Gold by Zane Grey, this has got some very Western cliches for that Western genre. The book itself isn't terribly cliche, but there are some cliches in it, and so I chose it. But I read this and I absolutely loved it. So, party guests, your most anticipated book release for this year.
So initially I had Operation Grendel by Daniel Schwabauer as the answer, but this has actually been released. So I'm moved on to my next most anticipated release, which is Shadow, and that's the sequel to Dust by Kara Swanson, the second book in the Heirs to Neverland series.
For my answer, I don't really follow new releases that much, so the only one that I actually know that's coming out this year is Breach of Peace by Daniel Green, who is the booktuber. So I'm actually excited for that. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I'm going to read it for sure.
It's already released, isn't it?
Nope, End of the month. Birthday presents, a book that surprised you with how much you loved it.
The book I chose for this was Shadow Academy by Kevin J. Anderson and Rebecca Moista, the first book in the Young Jedi Apprentice series. I really enjoyed this book more than I was expecting, and it was just very satisfying. It was a very satisfying read.
A book that I was actually surprised at how much I loved it. I expected to enjoy it, but I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, is Dawn of Wonder by Jonathan Renshaw. I've talked about this quite a bit and should have a review eventually for it. And it was just really good, really well done, and really refreshing after, I don't remember what I'd been reading before that, but it was a really refreshing break from what I had been reading. Happy Birthday Song, a book that certainly deserves all the hype it got.
So for me, and this has been, initially when I read the questions, this was my answer for almost all of them, but Dust is the answer I have for this. I'm almost finished with it, not quite done, but I loved it. I heard great things about it. I saw it as it was being released. I've been seeing the cover for a really long time, and I finally decided to dive into it, and I've not been disappointed. I'm loving it.
For my answer, I went with Rhythm of War because I don't really read that many books that are hyped up. I just read the books that I want to. But Rhythm of War had a lot of hype going into it, and it lived up to that hype, honestly. I really enjoyed Rhythm of War. Happy Music, a book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes.
Do we even need to answer this, guys? We really did try to come up with some more answers outside of our little reading box that we like to stick in, but yeah, this is Little Women for me.
Yep, and Lord of the Rings. No surprise there. We were looking for a place to fit The Giver, and we couldn't find one, but...
To be fair though, I almost put Dust as the answer to this, because as I've been reading, I have this list of lines that I've pulled from the book that I absolutely love, so Dust works too.
Getting Older, a book you read a long time ago, but you think you would appreciate more if you read it as a more mature reader.
So the book I chose for this is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I didn't actually complete Pride and Prejudice. I stopped because I was bored by it, although I love the films and I love the stories of Jane Austen, even though I haven't actually read any of the novels. So this is one that I think I would appreciate more if I actually read and finished it, read it again in a sense.
My answer is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I read this one for school, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, and I was quite a bit younger at that point. 6 or 7 years, you know?
Birthday.
But I didn't enjoy it. I had heard all this, it's a classic, you're supposed to love it, you know, everybody loves them. But I read it and I couldn't enjoy it. I respected it, but I didn't enjoy it at all. But I think if I were to reread it now, and I actually want to soon here, I think that I would get a lot more out of it and really, really enjoy it and really respect it a lot more. Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that kept you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period of your life.
So I did choose Dust for this because it's been an interesting past couple of weeks, and it's definitely, there have been times where I've thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go read Dust because I know that this is gonna calm me down. So that's really cool. That's been a book for me.
I don't think I have a good answer to this because I don't know that there's ever been times that have been particularly sad or demanding of my life, at least that I have been reading during. And so the only answer that I came up with was The Hobbit, because that's just one of my go-to books. I need something to read. I don't know what I'm going to read, and it just always is a great read.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This was our birthday book tag.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and comment down below if you haven't already, and subscribe to us. Also follow us on Instagram. We post videos every Monday and Thursday. We will see you guys next time. Stay warm.
I don't know how to clip out of this.